Russia's war with Europe has quietly entered a new battlefield beneath the sea. Forget tanks and missiles, Europe's new front line is underwater, where power cables, internet lines, and gas pipelines stretch across the ocean floors, vulnerable and largely unprotected. Since 2022, there have been at least 6 suspected attacks of sabotage in the Baltic Sea alone. And since 2023, 11 different undersea cables have been mysteriously damaged across Europe. And Western officials believe this is part of Russia's shadow war against Europe, a covert campaign of sabotage, spying, and disruption that goes far beyond Ukraine. Just recently, Russian sensors were found in British waters, likely used to spy on UK's nuclear submarines. The question is, what makes these undersea attacks so dangerous? The answer is how easy they are to carry out and how hard they are to trace. All it takes is a ship dropping its anchor and dragging it across the shallow seabed, especially in the Baltic Sea, where the average depth is just 52 meters. And if the damage happens outside the country's 12 nautical mile territorial waters, it's extremely difficult, very difficult to hold anyone accountable legally. But why is this a big deal? Because Europe relies heavily on its undersea infrastructure. For example, Norway supplies 1/3 of EU's gas through undersea pipelines. Ireland gets 10% of its electricity from underwater cables, and the Baltic countries, for example, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, rely on cables connecting them to Sweden, Finland, and Germany. And these are already signs of what disruptions could be like. Last year, Estonia's energy bill jumped 10% after a glitch in just one cable. One cable. A British military official recently told the Telegraph, and I quote, "There should be no doubt there is a war raging in the Atlantic." This underwater war is just one part of Russia's larger shadow campaign in Europe, which also includes cyber attacks, arson, election interference, disinformation, and even assassination attempts. Lithuanian officials warned that these attacks weren't random. They're a strategy, a way to quietly pressure Europe, create economic pain, and test how Russia can push without triggering a full-scale military response. Europe's undersea world, once invisible and ignored, is now a fragile front line in the new era of conflict.